Welcome to the Moms Club. My name is Andrea, and if you're new here, we talk all things motherhood, especially homeschooling. This is the second video since returning to YouTube, and today I will be talking about our journey through school and why I decided to homeschool my 7-year-old. My now 7-year-old. Now she's 7. When I decided, she was 6. Okay. As I mentioned on the previous video, I got sick. I actually had breast implants, got very sick, developed breast implant illness. If you have breast implants, look into it. If you're considering getting breast implants, do your due diligence. I will not talk about this, but I just wanted to put it out there. I got very sick. I needed surgery to remove the implants. And while I was going through this process of illnesses, I was no longer able to do that homeschool from the start. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that you don't know me, that you don't know my journey, that you don't know nothing about me and what I have done as far as homeschooling my child. So I studied extensively about everything motherhood, about everything raising children. I researched Montessori from the start. I did all the things that you would imagine a mom of one child, a privileged mother who could stay home and raise their child. I did all the things, all the things. I was very dedicated. We had a routine. We had every morning was mommy and me. Every morning we had school time where we would, do some projects or arts or some kind of something. We just had a really great routine and lifestyle. We always spent a lot of times outdoors. I love to surf. We're very outdoorsy people. Once I got sick, I did not have the capacity. My nervous system was basically shot. And I did not have the capacity to sit and to do anything with Emma. I couldn't do anything with her. And that's when she started asking to go to school. Since my surgery happened in January of 2023, she only had a few months to go to school. So I sent her to this private Montessori school. It was a preschool, and she thrived in the environment, as in she was really learning all the things. She had great reviews from her teachers. However, there was a little girl there that was mean. And because Emma started the year, her school year started when everyone had already been going to school since the fall, end of summer, fall there. And she started pretty much in the spring. So this little girl decided that Emma wasn't smart, which is not true. She just didn't know where the projects were. But anyways, Emma started coming home and she would be really sad and saying that such and such called her the S word. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to get censored. But she would call her those things. And it was really hard. We had to really work through, I remember buying a book about being a good friend, books about golden rule, but she insisted that she wanted to go to school. So I sent her to kindergarten. That wasn't my plan. I didn't want to do that. But she seemed to really like the school environment, and I didn't want to be the one person to tell her that she couldn't live her life the way she wanted. I am very careful about not projecting what I desire for her or what I wish I could have had. I want Emma to be her own person. I really do want her to develop and become who she came here to be. And if school was going to be the path for her, I was willing to honor that, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So we found one of those alternative farm schools, private schools here, really close to our house actually. And it just seemed so great. I was so excited about it. Really quickly after the school year started, her teacher came to me and said she was advanced in math, that she believed that within a few months she would be doing first grade math, and how, all around she was great and she was doing great in school. However, There was a little bit of a situation with other students, a little bit of bullying happening. Emma is a very sweet, wonderful soul, and I think some people that are the opposite of that tend to pick on people that are like that. So there was a lot of that happening in school, kindergarten, and it is so sad that kids at the age of 5 would be, doing things like that already. Humans. On top of that, there was Emma's academic advancement, or should I say lack of advancement. When Emma started kindergarten, she already knew a lot about her letters. She was starting to read. She was reading CVC words, and her math was really great. And she was already doing, quickly she was doing first grade math, and she was actually doing Kumon, which is a tutoring education for English, for reading and math. She was doing both of those. I started her on those when I started getting sick, and I felt like I couldn't be there for her. So I just put her in Kumon, and she really advanced in that. She really advanced in the, the worksheets and whatnot. She seems to enjoy those. After about 6 months or so of school, and not doing the Kumon, I noticed that she actually didn't know things that she already knew. She was regressing. She was losing what she had already gained. And that was so concerning to me, because education is important to me. It is. It's something that's very important. I love to study. I love to learn. I want to grow. I want my child to grow and to thrive and to be smart. Of course, I think all of us want our kids to be smart. And, it's finding that balance for me between play and studying, which we have it so well now in our homeschooling life, that I thought she would have that in school, because the school had so much playtime, and that's one of the things that really attracted me. It was, 15-minute break every 45 minutes of class, and so much time outdoors, and the animals, and responsibilities, and emotional education, and meditation, and language, and foreign language. And it sounded really great on paper, but in reality it really didn't work for us. So I decided, and on top of that, Emma started developing anxiety towards going to school. She started complaining of stomach aches, and she would cry every morning because she didn't want to go to school. And I kind of saw a little bit of myself in there. I had issues. I always loved studying. I was always a really good student, but I didn't love going to school. I didn't. And unfortunately, she is the same way. I have nephews and nieces, and they love going to school. Emma just happened to not love going to school, just like I didn't. I love to study. I love to learn, but it wasn't for me. That rigid environment just wasn't for me. And I think Emma, as creative and free of a person that she is, I imagine that she really wouldn't fit, but I gave her the opportunity to experience that. She decided for herself that it wasn't for her. She started asking to not go to school anymore. She started asking to be homeschooled again. And I wanted to give her a lesson in life, a very important lesson, as much as I just wanted to strip her out, pull her from that environment and say, it's you and I now, we're gonna do this together. I wanted to give her the lesson of natural consequences. She chose to do something. The natural consequence of that choice is completing it. Now, there are two sides of that. If it's a very negative, bad environment for the child, you shouldn't just go and finish all the way just because you committed. It wasn't the case. She loved certain things about school. She didn't love other things about school. So yes, I made her finish because it wasn't horrible environment. We were working through the social skills of dealing with people that weren't nice to us, which was great. She got to experience that. She got to work through that. She got to learn how to stand up for herself, how to speak up. And that was great. I see that as all positive. Her teacher adores her, so she was very much on top of it. We would communicate almost daily about concerns, about situations, and I feel like she was very supported. We were very supported into the issues that we encountered, so I wasn't concerned about anything major, if that makes sense. So I wanted Emma to experience the consequences of her choices. When she said, I want to go to school, I said, okay, you can go to school, but when you start, you're gonna finish. You're gonna go all the way to the end of the school year. She's like, I want to do it. I'm gonna go to school I'm gonna go there until 8th grade. That's what she said. And it didn't work out. I pulled her out and we started our homeschooling journey. Now, my why to homeschool was many. I have many whys to homeschool. One is to teach her balance. I don't think that kids need all those hours in the classroom. I don't remember, most of what I learned in elementary school. I don't even remember any of that. Even the stuff in high school, even the stuff in college. I'm just saying that it's not about what we learn in the classroom, but how we live our lives. For me, it's about how we live our lives. So, I want Emma to learn about balance. I want her to put an emphasis on self-care. I want her to be very connected with nature. I want her to love living life. I want her to wake up and be joyous that she has another day ahead of her, that she gets to learn new things, that she gets to go surfing, that she gets to travel the world, and she gets to experience things that being in school she wouldn't be able to. I want to be able to offer her a stellar education, which is something that I can only do if she's with me and I learn about her learning style and I learn about what takes her and I foster that passion for learning through her interests and through curricula that really fits her learning style. And this first year of homeschool has already taught us so much. We started with one curriculum, decided that wasn't for her. She decided, actually. I quickly realized that wasn't working out for her. And I regret being so rigid and sticking with it until the end of the school year of the curriculum. She finished the whole thing within 5 months because she just wanted to be done with it. And that just showed me that Emma is a high achiever, that she is a quick learner. So that helped me realize what kind of material we would be using moving forward. So the freedom to learn what we want to learn, the freedom to go where we want to go and study from wherever we are, the high level education that she's going to get from home using the curricula that makes sense for her and our family, and just overall the lightness of living life and enjoying life and the balance of having a personal life and being rested for her hobbies and extracurricular activities and dance and all the things that she wants to do. And she was so tired by the end of the school year that she did not have the drive to continue to go, and she wanted to quit, but she didn't want to quit because she didn't want to go. She wanted to quit because she was tired. She wanted to quit because she couldn't find joy in showing up for more work when she was already tired. So there's so many reasons and so many pieces to that puzzle. And I am so grateful that I am so privileged that I get to be home, that I get to use whatever curriculum we decide to use. So on my next video, I plan on talking about what curriculum we used for first grade and why we're not continuing with that curriculum. And then I will make another video about the new curricula that we are going to be using for second grade. If you manage to stay all the way to the end of this video, I am assuming that you are interested in hearing what I have to say here about our journey, about the things that we are learning as we go, and I will be so happy to share because there are not many YouTube channels that talk about this style of education that I plan to follow with Emma, which is a secular, more of a secular classical education. And I didn't even know what was the style of education until I started researching, and I'm like, what is it? What is it? Is it classical? Is it? And then I found Shauna on Making Everyday Magic here on YouTube, and she is doing an amazing job homeschooling, and she has inspired me so much, both in the curriculum that I'll be using with Emma for the second grade on, to even creating videos and sharing my journey, because if it wasn't for her videos, I wouldn't be able to go back and see what worked for her and what didn't work for her. And I think it was her consistency on making videos and updating and following through with that that also inspired me to get back on YouTube and be like, you know what? I have something worthwhile to share. I have many things worthwhile to share, but homeschooling is so critical, especially in this time and age where we're living, where the educational system is not thriving. It's sad, you know, especially in the US, especially in Hawaii, and there are other states in the United States where we're not doing very well education-wise, and it's time we take charge of our kids' education and offer them the best that we can. And that's what I want to share. I want to share the best that I'm finding. I want to share how things evolve, how we're doing, how we are balancing everything. Anyways, that's a lot talking. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.